1, ignition, and liftoff of Falcon 9.
We begin this week on a launch pad at Vandenberg Space Force Base in California. There, private spaceflight company SpaceX launched a Falcon 9 rocket. The company says it delivered into orbit a batch of 21 satellites for its Starlink global broadband network.
And liftoff of the Falcon 9 on the Starlink 6-36 mission.
Just days earlier, from a launch pad at Florida's Cape Canaveral, SpaceX launched another Falcon 9 rocket, this time carrying 23 Starlink satellites. Space.com reports the company's Starlink satellite constellation now numbers north of 5,200, with SpaceX looking to expand that to as many as 42,000 units. But SpaceX wasn't yet done, even on that same day, as the company launched the U.S. military's X-37B spaceplane on a hush-hush mission. Riding aboard a SpaceX Falcon Heavy rocket, the reusable X-37B carried classified experiments but no crew as the craft autonomously lands, so no astronauts need to fly on board. Space Force officials did not say how long the plane would be aloft. Meanwhile, in Australia, a massive satellite-based animal management project is underway. A 4-year program here aims to catch, tag, and track 1,000 wild cattle and buffalo in Queensland. Rangers catch the animals so scientists can attach a solar-powered GPS tag and collect blood samples. Scientists in this remote region say they've begun building data sets to better understand baseline disease status in these animals. By tracking herds from space, rangers say they can concentrate on conservation efforts while also monitoring the destructive habits of wild buffalo and cattle. Finally this week, a quick look at what's ahead for 2024. Private aerospace company Sierra Space looks to launch its Dream Chaser on a docking mission to the International Space Station, or ISS, this spring. It may look like the old space shuttles NASA used to launch, but it's 4 times smaller, and the company touts its ability to land on standard runways instead of custom-made launch pads. Meanwhile, Boeing will look to send its reusable Starliner capsule to the ISS with 2 astronauts on board. Tests have so far been mired in issues like flammable wiring and faulty parachutes, but if all goes well for Boeing and Starliner is a success, the company could begin alternating launches to the ISS with SpaceX. Saving the best for last, NASA looks to send a crewed mission aboard the Orion capsule perched above its massive Space Launch System, or SLS, rocket on a trip around the moon. 4 astronauts will make the journey likely by year's end. Following the success of Artemis 1, Artemis 2 is the space agency's next step in returning astronauts to the moon for the first time in more than half a century. Arash, Arabasadi, VOA News.